What is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, cloud swingers. Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. Hope you guys are feeling good. Hope you guys all had a great weekend. We got Albert in the house. Good morning to you. Good morning to Anna, Andy, Bill, Brad, Casey. Good morning to Georgia. Good morning to Jay, Jeffrey, Lauren. We got Lucian, Martina, Rick, Rob. The squadron's piling in. I love it. All my people out of YouTube land, good morning to all of you. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. But yeah, if you got some tickers, I see some coming in already. Let me know what looks interesting to you. We'll take a look at it as a team. But yeah, a little bit of a gap up. So starting the week off with a little bit of a gap up. We still got lots of resistance ahead of us though. So um still still kind of just consolidating, which again, not a bad thing, obviously, for Uh, traders, we need the volume to come in. We haven't really seen that quite yet. So just until we really start seeing any kind of craziness, just be cautious. Just kind of go slow when the market moves slow. But otherwise, we're still kind of hanging out. We do have Jerome Powell coming speaking this week, so I think I'm not sure if it's Wednesday, Thursday, but we will have Jerome Powell. So maybe that's enough to kind of break this consolidation. Otherwise, essentially, we're just hanging out here. We're here for the last 8 days. Gap and go bullish would give me a little bit more incentive to want to play bullish, but again, we do have the resistance. Um, we could see if we get any. This candle was good 3 days ago. Good candle, nice close, and then we got some kind of gap down from there. So we that was, I think, that was the original chance to start breaking out of here and finally popping bullish again, which again I think will move most things. Really, the Mag 7. That was where a lot of the action was. Everything else, especially the Coca-Colas of the world, the MOs, everything was kind of flat-ish, unless you were holding like a Tesla. Even Nvidia was a little bit to the weak side. So we'll see. We'll see if we get any further movement, but we do have some resistance right above us. We got the Qs. Qs look a little bit healthier. That was a higher VPOC on Friday. Again, Mag 7 helping to contribute to a lot of this. And then I think even Tesla is, uh, yeah, that's also getting a little gap up today, this morning. But Qs, right at depending on where this one wants to open, we are very, maybe just outside of, yep, basically just outside of Friday's candle to the higher side. It is a little bit of an indecision. I wouldn't be shocked if we do get a little retest on this one, 530.50. But if we open up here, we have the ability to move higher and then maybe somewhere later in the week. I think we will eventually retest this 530.46. But pretty strong gap on the Q. So I'd be interested in some of the tech names today. Let's see what you guys got. You guys got TSM for the first one. Oh, hold on. Before we get to TSM, let's look at TLT. TLT, we this is your retest spot on TLT. I think if we are going to have some kind of breakout on the markets, TLT's got to. I mean, this thing just absolutely died last last week. So we had a good strong breakout, maybe a double bottom. We got a little gap and go. So again, that's going to help the markets a little bit. But we really need this to be a double bottom to continue to have some strength in the market. So we'll see. Right now, it was a good retest spot. The gap and go is encouraging. Still inside Friday's candle, so we do want to watch TLT today as well. TSM, uh, retest gap. Decent open though. I would say anything above this 201.54 is decently strong with one more resistance at 204.26. I would watch this one to see if we get a retest first. Probably I'm going to play this one to the short side. But I also don't think I would jump in right out of the gate. If we could manage to do something like this today, I don't know if we come into a full-on retest of that VPOC, but I think that would be our bounce spot with some resistance up here. So right now, again, maybe we end up breaking resistance 204.22. Otherwise, really good support should be 284. I wouldn't be surprised if we actually don't get to that spot. And we start bouncing at like 201.30 first would be an interesting location. MSTR. Yeah, crypto was going a little crazy this weekend. I think we hit Did we hit 107 on Bitcoin? But Coinbase is gapping, MSTR all gapping up as well. This would be a retest from Friday, which was just really a inside candle. This one might pick up some momentum out of the gate. Again, the level I would watch, which we are slightly above it, 422.61. If we could hold that, we should have some room for a little bit of a bullish move, 439.74. I don't have a reason that should break, but if it does, the next stop up gets you to 468.49. So pretty decent bullish momentum. Again, if we start opening below 422, see if you get more of a retest. If you do like it, again, crypto is probably gonna have to stay up there. Let's take a look at Bitcoin real quick. BTC, USD. We were watching some of those levels right around here, looking for that breakout. So that one came in yesterday. What was the high? The high actually came in today at 106,533. So didn't quite make it to 107. Right now, though, for Bitcoin, this is your retest spot where we're getting some kind of a balance. So I would like to see Bitcoin stay above 103,348. And that probably continues this momentum, this push. That's going to help MSTR. That should help Coinbase as well. Let's see where Coin's at. And they all gapped up higher than this. I think pre-market we were at 320 on Coinbase. And we are retesting currently, so not bad. Staying above that 200 EMA on the 3-minute chart. We're starting to push a little bit bullish, so you have some profit takers come in. Good volume zone 313.47. As long as we stay above that, that would be decent. But I would be looking for, I think, immediate targets somewhere in this 319 zone. Maybe we could climb to this 320 again. But again, see if we get Coinbase. I think I like a little bit better than MSTR. Uh, love it above 318, really. But you have MSTR has a little bit more of an element of the retrace. Coinbase, we might be able to play a little bit quicker. All of them, anything crypto related, Coinbase, MSTR, there are a little bit more spready and a little bit more wild too. So just be careful of that. But that's a decent looking gap. I'm gonna put that one higher. We'll watch that one. Nvidia, NVDA. Mm, nothing crazy on the vids. If you're trying to play Nvidia, I think it's a risk to reward play. We have not picked up really any real momentum recently, so we're just kind of staying below the 20. We did get a close below the 50. I don't know. I don't know if there's any sparks today for Nvidia to start really picking up and just rallying. But on a risk to reward basis, this 134 is a big, big support for it. So if you are taking it for a swing for some kind of attempt, maybe your stop should be somewhere 130, 166. You start hitting that level, you're probably looking either for protection or just take the loss on the trade. So a little bit of support that we're opening slightly above. Otherwise, I don't know if we have that much momentum in it right now. I wonder if we have a wave count. This could also be maybe a little bit of a wave five in the longer term picture. One, two, three, four, five. We are consolidating here, but I'd be looking for this level for some kind of support. I don't know if you have momentum on it. We've just been kind of dying, but interesting location at least. So we'll watch it. I don't know if we're gonna have that much momentum in regards of hitting targets. Even the rest of the market's kind of gapping up, and this one's kind of chilling for right now. So yeah, out of the two, Coinbase, MSTR, I like those a little bit better than the vids. Even AMD got a little bit of a gap up today, based on the close from Friday, but this is another one still kind of looks a little bit weak. I would say targets on AMD is 128.29, and you got your support somewhere around 126. I don't think that's a really, really strong support. I think we probably continue to come a little bit lower for AMD. So just be careful with that one. right now catching a falling knife situation. And again, AMD is going to need, I think, Nvidia to start rallying, and it looks a little tough. MU though, yep, they have earnings coming out very soon, Wednesday after the bell. We do have a longer term potential breakout. Very interesting on MU. So if we have some kind of a downtrend, something to this effect. We pretty much did break out. We've just been trading sideways. The last earnings were pretty good. Actually, most earnings have been decent from MU. The last one was a solid beat. I think we were sitting somewhere around $88, and that one gapped up to 113. I think people are going to be leaning a little bit bullish into this one. Nice little gap today, about $3.30 for right now. I think this one might be the play to watch, even for like a mini swing trade into earnings right before, or probably closing out that position right before earnings. But even if you want to make some kind of play into earnings, I don't know if I'd be buying it right out of the gate. Maybe a small pullback, 105.23. If you could get down to 103.21, that's probably the spot I wouldn't mind trying to pick it up. Some options, something to carry into Wednesday, just in case. But this looks like a potential decent longer term breakout. So we'll watch that one for sure. Yep, that's already pretty high on the list. Palantir, PLTR. Palantir was added to the queues, I believe. So far, not a lot of reaction from it. Maybe some of that might be priced in, but PLTR still looks decently strong. You still have some kind of resistance at 76.33. So if we want continuation, we got to get past that one. I think this one's probably more of a retest. So I think we fade Palantir. I would love to see an initial pop and then see if we could kind of bring it back down to this 74.32 zone. But inside day candle, I think that this 74.32 is going to be a strong pullback spot. Probably some buyers sitting there. Again, we already had the news now that they were included. They were starting, the rumors were, I guess it was kind of expected. So we're not really seeing too much of a surprise bounce on it. But yep, I think this one pulls back for sure. Well, I guess I shouldn't say for sure, but close to it. All right, let's see Tesla. Absolutely beast mode. Nice gap up into all-time highs. The Tesla train just keeps on chugging. Again, I don't know. Maybe this thing opens and just flies at all-time highs. It's possible. If it does, it goes without me. Otherwise, this I would expect maybe some people to want to finally take some gains. You are right above a decent psychological number. I think the next level would be about 450. That's a nice, solid psychological level where some people might be trying to take some gains. Other than that, if we get a pullback, I'd be looking for about 430. So you have about $10 to the downside, and I think $10 to the higher side before we kind of meet that resistance. But also that 450 could get front running a little bit, so somewhere around 448. Maybe there's some sells up there as well before we kind of hit that resistance. I think the best bet is to the short side, and that is going against. If I had to flip a coin, I'd probably play this one to the bearish, see if I could catch that retest at the bell, and I would be sweating the entire, like profusely sweating, like whew, absolutely nervous. But yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna short that one. If it gets down to that 430, that's probably where I'll take a shot on Tesla. Oof, that's a tough one. Intap. Watch the volume on this one. I don't know if I have ever traded this one. So I don't know how spready this one is right now, and I don't know if I believe that, but right now you got about a 76 cent, 75 cent spread. Let's see how that one opens. Decent gap up. I think you might this you're still all three of these days. So even though this is a gap and go, essentially this is inside here, inside here. You might have, let's do a quick fib on this one. Let's see, where could we start this one? Probably right around here. So the 50% retracement takes us to 125.99. So that would be my first target if we go bullish. There is one little resistance from let's see, November 25th, 125.78. If we can manage to make it to the 618 retracement, 127.25. Both of those is where I would have some kind of bullet probably price target to just close out my position. I think there's probably some bag holders. You had a nice little run up on this one, and then within 2 days, pretty decent bearish engulfing candle. So I would be careful on this one. If you want to try it long, see if you get the pullback first. 123.91. We are holding the 100 EMA on a daily. There's also a VPOC down there too, so that would take us to 121.79. I don't think I would personally trade this one, and I have to be concerned with this one. This massive gap up on with lots and lots of volume. Maybe longer term you have a double bottom here, but I'd want to see a little bit more sideways chop. Give me another candle. Otherwise, all of those were just inside this one, which is still a little bit of a bull trap, and I think you have a little wonky trading on that one. ROKU. Andrew says that we reviewed SMCI. No, we could though. We could. We got Roku opening into, I guess, a little bit of resistance. You still have, I think, a few other levels, 83.73, you have 84.09, and you got 84.25. Again, maybe we open up, maybe we could absolutely clear out all those. I have no reason to believe we would. We do have a retest gap. I would think if I'm going to try this one, it's a nice little daily flag pattern, so that's not bad. But I think if we get the retest into 82.93, and I'd actually prefer a little bit lower, 82.65 if I was to look to go bullish on this. So I would see if we get a pullback first. Otherwise, if we do start getting candles that close above 84.33, then I think that's outside. We could probably look to go long after it's already kind of breaking that consolidation. So not bad, but a little bit of a tight range. Just a tad. SoFi. Uh, Beautiful gap. I absolutely expect a little bit of a retest on this one. I think I don't know. MU or SoFi might be neck and neck for my favorite gaps today. We'll see. Huh. Again, from Friday's candle, this and obviously we have momentum. So if we're trading this one bullish, we're with the rest of them. That's not bad. Great location we're opening at. The only thing that gets a little sticky, one, it is SoFi. They do have decent pullbacks and then they run. This would technically be a retest gap down to like 1623. The fact we're taking out this candle from Thursday and then opening above 1642. Let's see if we get at least a pullback in 1642. I wouldn't go blind order on that one, just in case we get a little bit of a further retest. But if we could hold at 1642, 1643, that looks like it probably can pick up a little momentum. Looks like we're starting to break out on this one. We do have tweezer tops up here too. So from the 29th and the 2nd, we do have, let's see, are they exact same highs? 1661, 1661. You might have a little resistance on that one. Otherwise, everything else I like about this one. I'm definitely watching SoFi. Good, nice find. SMCI. Again, chips in general are weak. At least not as strong as they were before. SMCI is in its whole different ball game. We came in, we almost fully came in for a full-on retest on this one. I think if I was to trade this one, or at least set some kind of notifications, I don't know if we're in the right spot yet. This would be a fade to the bull side. I'm not even sure that we get a big massive fade on this one today without coming lower first. Good resistance at 32.37. If for somehow, some reason, some way we open above 32.37, I would consider probably looking to play a fade on this one. Otherwise, if we're opening right where we're at now, I think I want at least a bigger pullback into 29.52 before trying to jump in this one. And then we could also do a quick little fib too. What actually might get you a better opportunity. Yeah, so we're below the 50. I would expect that 50% retracement to be some kind of resistance. And then this one would take us right down. So I have these, again, not the most accurate numbers. Probably this fib is off by a couple pennies, but that would take me into 29.23, and we were just looking for probably 29.45. So I think this one has to drop a little bit lower. Then at least you start getting a little bit better risk reward on the trade. So I would set some alerts down there. Be patient on trying to get in. Again, we don't know what we don't know. So if if they still have the opportunity for some breaking news at any point of more accounting issues, we don't know. But you are starting to get a little bit closer to some better risk reward. I would just see if you get a little bit further on that sell to take a stab in some kind of opportunity. Baba gapping down below the 200. Interesting. Also a little retest. Yeah, 87.30 is going to be a monster resistance at this point. Gapping below the 200, not a great sign. So Baba's still looking a little bit weak. Kind of looks like it's breaking down. You do have a little bit of support, 85.76, and then I think I would look for a retest down to like 84.18. So not a not a great looking gap. I would be looking more bearish than bullish. Trying to figure out how to get into this thing to the downside as opposed to the trying to play a bunch of that retest. Let's get Roku a little higher than Baba. All right, let's see what else we got. That was the list. Anything else doing anything fun? We got Amazon. Let's also check out PayPal and Square as well. See if there's some sympathy to. If I had to do any of the chips, I think most likely I would be leaning toward MU. I think that looks the strongest out of all those. Amazon kind of opening at some kind of resistance, and then SoFi look good. Let's see what PayPal's doing. PayPal looks decent too. I would focus on PayPal. Again, see if they want to pull back a little bit, $91.01. I think your next target would be 92.26. If you get above that, you're looking at the top of the wick, which would take you to somewhere around the 93.68, but that might be decent. Let's check out Square as well. Tesla just got a little candle in there. Square. Square doesn't look as strong. That one's gonna have resistance around 93.11. And you do have a little bit of a gap fill down on this one. You're gonna have that 20 EMA holding you up, but I think targets to the downside 89.18. So out of any fintech, I would say Square short. Otherwise, PayPal and SoFi look like the ones to go to. Coinbase, yeah, we did take a look at that one. Very, very interesting. Um, Big resistance around 318.62. I was watching this one most of last week. 317 seems to be a decent number. But you do have a gap and go. You got crypto. Bitcoin was or still is moving. I'm still looking at this 320 or high 328 zone as a bigger target. So just somewhere right underneath 329. Otherwise, we do have this 318.05. If we get some candles to close above that, we'd most likely, I think, kind of continue that. This is a gap and go, pretty high on the list. So I would still be looking bullish on this one, especially if Tesla just got a what $2 candle in there. Crazy Tessie. Only buy at every higher level possible. That is wild. Yeah, I would be looking bullish MSTR, bullish Coinbase. What about Riot? Riot, I think, had a activist investor step in. That was a couple days ago, though. Nothing too crazy. Decent gap up, still inside from Friday's candle. So again, I would let that one see if that could retest down to 1308. Your next resistance, pretty close, 1353. If that could break, that would take you to 1429. Let's also check Mara. Mara has a decent gap and go right into the 20 EMA, also right into a resistance. So that might hold in that zone. Unless, of course, MSTR and Coinbase start going absolutely wild. Let's check out Affirm. Affirm, nothing too crazy on this one. IONQ. It's just too high up there for me. Decent, decent open. You are opening into a little bit of support, but it is a little high. And you got your next resistance 3404, 3479. If I was to trade this one bullish, I think my bullish case has to be that I think I can get to this at least 37, 34, if not higher. But I think that would be my first target on it, with my stop somewhere around 27.97. Otherwise, I think it's just kind of hanging out for now. Still, again, above moving averages look great. You are above the 20, but there's a ton of resistance. Kind of look like we almost broke the uptrend on this one. If that one has a more major pullback, I'd be interested. But right now, I think it's just a little too high. And again, doesn't if you own it, if you're trying to get in, just I'm talking trade levels. I'm not talking like a long-term investment. Um, so it could definitely go higher, but just not with me. Adobe absolutely destroyed on pretty decent earnings. I would also give this one. So now you have about 2 days since we have the earnings. Maybe we get a balance. We are in a decent support zone. I would see if this one actually could fade down a little bit lower for an attempt for a day trade. Look for like 459.43. Otherwise, I think this one probably still comes a little bit lower, whether today, tomorrow, but give it the 3-day rule. I'd see how today closes for this one. I think it's lost in this type of market. I mean, I'm watching Tesla candles go absolutely crazy right now. If something is if it has bullish momentum, it's got bullish momentum. Everything else is just either chopping or kind of actually looking a little bit to the weaker side. So this one has no bullish story. The guidance was a little weak. You're already getting your gap downs on it, but I would see if this one drops a decent. I mean, we're going to lose a lot of volume in here too. 436.37 is really your next volume zone, and then past that, you could have a path all the way back down to 376.27. So I wouldn't be hopping in this one too quickly, but you have a little bit of potential support. Most likely, I think the way this one probably plays out is this. Is the opening bell. I think we do get some kind of a bounce over the next couple days, and then you probably have one more kind of roll down, something to that effect. But that is the morning opening bell. So make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button on YouTube. Otherwise, yeah, we'll see how this week plays out. We will see. Mainly, I want to see if volume comes in. That's the main thing I'm looking for. We could get any type of volume, which might be closer to Wednesday, Thursday, when we're supposed to see Jerome Powell make some decisions. Otherwise, everybody on YouTube land, you guys are incredible, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Later, guys.